Hi everybody, this is your update in relation to Holly Kennedy. So as you know, Holly went to San Francisco on Tuesday, just gone, and she managed to fly from Dublin to Chicago and Chicago on to San Francisco. Dublin to Chicago was an Aer Lingus flight, which she was very, very happy to have been upgraded. And then she flew United Airways then from Chicago to San Francisco, obviously, which was economy class. That's an internal flight in the States. So went to her hospital appointments, started her leronlimab, and she came home this morning at 4:45 with 8 weeks supply of the drug. Holly doesn't need to go back now to the States for 8 weeks. And yeah, I'll talk to you about that now in a second. When Holly arrived in New York, there was supposed to be a wheelchair. It was booked for her to get from one part of JFK to the other because she was flying from a different terminal from New York to Dublin. And that wasn't there. So Holly almost missed her flight and she was running. This is a woman who has breast cancer in her liver, lungs and bones, and she is in pain. Running from one side of the airport to the other, only to get onto the Aer Lingus flight, just about, and fly economy. And now this is a girl who is in pain, has been trying to keep on top of her pain relief and her pain medication, but with the time zones, it put things out of place. So to be running from one side of an airport, to have to fly economy in an empty plane, in pain. That's tough. Okay, despite all of that, Holly is really happy to be home. Derek is delighted to have her home. Her little boy is thrilled to pieces to have his mommy home. Holly restarts CT scans next week, and part of the deal with leronlimab and the Cytogen pharmaceutical company is that Holly has to restart her cancer chemotherapy. So she's starting that next week, as well as her 8-week supply of the drug that she has to administer herself intramuscularly. Okay, here's why I'm on to you today, is that the pot in the fundraiser I had hoped would pay for all of her flights for the next year, of which she has to go to the States every 8 weeks. There is enough in the pot now to actually, if she buys them in advance, she has all of that. I had hoped that the extra money that we would have in the pot would be for accommodation, transportation, food, phone credit, and so on. But now what's more important is that Holly needs the security of knowing that she can put her feet up when she gets on an aeroplane. We can't be relying on people to shout outs, and I hope that she'll get an upgrade. I hope she'll be able to put her feet up. We're not looking for Holly to have to fly first class, business class. We are looking for her. She doesn't even need to be fed. We are looking for her to be able to put her feet up. Okay, so I think if we could shift the focus of the fundraiser, because we now have all the money for all the flights, is that if we could do a drive so that she can comfortably ask for an upgrade without having to ring me and say all of the upgrade that they're charging is €1,800. So that's nearly 4 times the price of the flight, which she did on Tuesday. And I said, Holly, there isn't enough in the pot for an upgrade. So, and then out of the blue came the beautiful, I turn this down, came the complimentary upgrade. Whoever did it, I don't know who did it, but thank you so much. Okay, Holly needs to be in good condition when she arrives in the States in order to start her leronlimab. She needs to be in good condition when she gets back from the States, which is a turnaround flight of 3 days, just to restart her chemotherapy. That's grueling for anybody. And then to have to fly economy. Nah, it's not sitting right with me, guys. Can we please shift the focus now to the fundraiser so that we can now fundraise for her upgrades? Anybody And those of you who reached out and said, yes, I know somebody in Aer Lingus, I will ask for an upgrade. Thank you so much, whoever that was successful in this occasion. Apparently there's a GDPR issue in making representation for other people. That's the first thing. But you know, rules can be bent, and the more people that get in touch with anybody in Aer Lingus to say this is a humanitarian and mercy mission for a woman who is on her last legs. GDPR is not an issue for Holly Kennedy. She's on her last legs. And we need for her to be able to comfortably get on the flight and know that she can go left rather than go right when she goes into the cabin. Not guessing, am I going to get it? Am I going to get it? Am I going to get it? So this is grueling for anybody. Okay, so here we go. What I'm looking for is people maybe to share over the weekend if you can. The hashtag is Holly's Trial. That will get you straight to the fundraiser. The link is also in my bio in my Instagram account. And I'll put the link here also. And those of you who have already donated, if you could just share this or share it with your friends, or share or do coffee mornings, or there was somebody made a suggestion that we've all got spare air miles from Aer Lingus just hanging around. None of us are actually going to go on flights. If anybody knew anybody in Aer Lingus to make that inquiry, can we transfer those spare old air miles that we have just sitting there doing nothing, that we could actually give them to Holly Kennedy so that she could actually upgrade on other people's air miles. I know from my own point of view, I'm not going to be flying, certainly for the next year. I think I don't have the confidence in it. And I think Holly has been amazingly confident in actually heading to the States, but she's had no choice. This could put her in remission. This could save her life. All right, she is with her beautiful husband and beautiful little boy for this weekend. Next week is going to be grueling. You know yourself what it's like getting off from a long haul transatlantic flight. You're not right for the week afterwards. So, let alone somebody who was on a very high doses of painkillers and still in pain. Please share. The hashtag is called Holly's Trial. Thanks so much, and I will update you further at the weekend, after the weekend. Stay happy, healthy and well.